All right, I better keep this a quick one. Real quick, real shit. Basically get straight into it. I should just get straight into things. Fuck talking about the podcast at the start of the podcast. No one wants to hear that. But yeah, I guess the first topic that no one probably cares about. It would seem like everyone cares about it because I live in an echo chamber. But Morrissey was parodied, satirized, bamboozled, slandered on The Simpsons, in a sense. A Morrissey-like character. So, they went through it. I heard about this. I'm still a big Morrissey fan. Like, I've been living, like, I grew up with the Smiths in the 80s. I really like Morrissey. I still like his music. Like, his new stuff is good. The album that he released last year, really good. The album before that, really good. I think they're all pretty quality. Although the one last year was in 2020 was particularly good. But anyway, yeah, I really like him or whatever. And people have problems with him in real life, and I'm like, you know what? That's probably all bullshit. I just don't trust like what's happened here. People are getting mad about something that hasn't even happened, which is the response from Morrissey. So what happened is this episode was going to come out, and it's like Lisa has an imaginary friend, and the guy is like Morrissey. He's like a British, I'm very sad and maybe gay. And Oscar Wilde. And it's that whole thing, because she knows about him in a band, I guess that was from the 80s, called The Snuffs. The Sneeds. The Snuffs is a pretty good name for a band, I reckon. As long as if the Smiths were called The Snuffs, that would be appropriate because they had morbid lyrics here and there. But if you're kind of a twee, indie, honky band, then it wouldn't be that appropriate. So anyway, I heard about this and I'm like, oh yeah, maybe I'll watch that Simpsons episode. And I was like, I probably won't be able to. No, I really did think about it because I was like, how am I going to watch it? And so I thought about that for like 4 seconds. And then the episode's premiered. But it seemed like I had forgotten that The Simpsons no longer has any kind of basis on satire, parody, or humor, or getting things right in any way. Like their satire these days pretty much makes no sense, and this Morrissey episode is kind of an indication of that. Look, maybe there's good jokes here and there, but so I guess Lisa finds out that this guy, this Morrissey-like character, no longer is like how he was in the 80s and has grown up and is now a big disappointment. Oh no, blah blah whatever. Okay, so people could feel that way about Morrissey, whatever. Like, I don't care. I still like his music, and a lot of people that hate him don't listen to his music and whatever. Why don't you just hate him and like his music? But whatever. Anyway, who cares? It's just the way that they presented him. Because I guess there's a disparity between how much they got the first part right, where he is like an Oscar Wilde kind of. I'm talking all this, and I haven't even seen the fucking episode, but I don't need to. I don't need to eat doggy doo-doo to know what it's going to taste like. I can prejudge things. So it seemed like that they got it right at the beginning of the episode, and that seems legit. That's like, okay, well, I guess that's how Moz was back in the 80s. And then they show him now, and it's like supposed to be a big disappointment. And one of the things he's like, why is this accent? Like I said, I haven't watched the episode. I don't know what he sounds like. He's like, I hate refugees. All these refugees coming into this country. Oh, it's not even really Britain anymore, is it? It's fucking all these Middle Eastern refugees fucking coming here. It's a bloody outrage it is. Bloody outrage. Oh, I'm bloody sick of it all. Sorry, I've been doing that British voice a lot in my house when no one's listening. No one ever is listening. No one's listening to this. So anyway, yeah, that's Morrissey. And that's like I say, I don't really know. Like Morrissey, he criticizes other races for mistreatment of animals and that. And everyone's like, oh, you're bloody racist. You don't like Chinese. You got a problem with Chinese people? So, the satire with that, it's pretty loose. It's very loose, but it's somewhat connected. And Morrissey's part of a far-right, what's it called? For Britain. And I guess they're all like, what are they? Britain's One Nation party, basically. They're like, oh, it's a bloody outrage. All these non-white people coming here. No, look, it's not about them being white or black. It's about them stinging on our welfare. If you come over here and you're black, but you get a job and you raise your family right, that's fine with me. But it's when these black cunts come here and they just lounge around. I'm becoming Australian now. I don't know about that group either. And I'm sure it's not as bad, but still bad, as everyone says. Because, I'm coming up to the outrage in a minute. Not my outrage, it's a bloody outrage. But then they show, this is where things get broken, then they show Morrissey to be a meat eater. And that's, I mean, no, it's not Morrissey, it's Morrissey-like, it's Morrissey adjacent. But yeah, they're supposed to show him that he's like given up his ideals. Well, Morrissey is in real life is still very much not a meat eater. He even became vegan in recent years, and he's always bitching and moaning like, oh, why you gotta have bloody meat at this festival? I said I'd cancel this festival if you were serving meat at the food court at this bloody festival. So that's what he do. I think he did perform even though there was meat selling. Oh no. And they had halal meat. Oh, I bet he was mad about that. So it's shown to be like that. And he's fat as well. He's like, I swear there was some other things. But yeah, he's fat and a meat eater. And he's eating a burger on stage. And it's like, oh man, the real Morrissey is very... Who more adamant about vegetarianism, veganism, and animal rights out of all the pop stars? Like, it's not even a big deal. It's not the big pop star thing to be on about. I guess it was back in the day, but in the 80s. But now it's like, meat's okay. Whatever. Animals kill each other. It's even worse if you don't kill them. They kill each other in more horrific ways, but whatever. So, yeah, that satire is kind of fucking broken. It kind of snapped. So, yeah, fuck you. Fuck you, Simpsons. I'm not watching your shit. I'm not getting sucked into this anymore. And then, but then I saw... It was weird going down my Facebook, which I shouldn't be doing anymore. Fuck Facebook. But I saw going down Facebook, the Morrissey official page. His publicist said, "Oh, the bloody outrage! Morrissey is not like..." They're saying all the things that I basically just said, and that Simpsons is crap and whatever. And then people started saying Morrissey didn't like. Oh, he's got the outrage, bloody outrage at this new Simpsons episode. I'm like, It wasn't Morrissey saying this. It was his publicist. I don't know what input Morrissey had. Like, fucking Morrissey. Do you think he's watching The Simpsons? Do you think he's ever watched The Simpsons? I doubt it. And he sure as shit isn't watching it now. Who the fuck is watching it now? I'm watching The Simpsons, but not new seasons. So, yeah, his publicist was the one saying it. I don't know how much was... condoned by Morrissey himself, but the publicist was saying this and vouching for Morrissey. But all these people are saying Morrissey himself is the one saying he was outraged. Like, what? Is he sitting at home on his Disney Plus account watching new episodes of The Simpsons like this one here? No. So everyone got bloody outraged by it. And it was another one of those things where I'm like, oh, everyone's getting mad about something that hasn't happened again. So good old journalism at its finest. I wish I could remember the one publication that said Morrissey's publicist said this. Well, it wasn't Pitchfork, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't Consequence of Sound, and it probably wasn't Enemy, although maybe it was, I don't know, it's probably some hipster, the Brooklyn Vegan or whatever. Yeah. Well, that's all I got to say about that. I mean, a whole bunch of dumb shit. If I was watching the episode right now, I'd be halfway through and... Like I say, I'm just not bothered, and I don't know. And I don't care. I'm getting a lot of apathy these days. I'm just like, oh yeah, the news is lying to me. I have no opinion about Derek Chauvin and the George Floyd case and that whole thing. I'm like, it's all lies to me. I've just been lied to. Like, you can watch the video itself and be like, look, you can see it for yourself. He killed him. But then what? Like, people are like, oh, George Floyd, he had a gun up his ass, and he was like, had needles sticking out of his arm, and he took off his shoe and he punched a cop in the face with his shoe on, and they were like, did he kick you or did he punch you? Well, he punched me, but he had a shoe on his fist, and this and that. And no, that wasn't all filmed, although it was in the body cam, but you didn't see that till September of last year, and blah, blah, blah. Oh no, but Derek Chauvin was also on fentanyl at the time. So, yeah, this and that. I don't know. I'm taking it all in. Ugh. But I'm not keeping it in, though. And, yeah, like I say, I don't care about black people or cops. What? Anyway, on to Froth Fest. If you're still listening. Yeah, I can't even... Well, I do remember this. All right, so I went to a fucking beer festival, hooray, with some my cousin and some friends. And, yeah, they were like, yeah, you want to go? And I was like, yeah, all right. Tickets were like $40-something. And I was like, that's not bad. It's really not bad. Could have been like 70 or 80, and you'd be like, bloody hell, is there a band playing? Probably, and they're shit, so why the extra money? Anyway, so I went, and I guess, like, we walked in, and when you walk in, you walk past the rides, and then you go into, like, the food court area. That's, like, the first place we're in, so we're like, oh, where's all the fucking beer? It said to be beer. Oh, this is fucking bullshit. It's clearly, like, somewhere else. But anyway, we're like, oh, it's bullshit. But we're like, well, I might as well get a feed. So we did that. And then, yeah, obviously, then we went into the pavilion or whatever you want to call it. And there was a shitload. There was a ton of craft beer things going on. They had all your favorites. Rocky Ridge, Nail, the rest, Gage, Kook. I bet they even have blasters, but I always go there, so I don't need to grab any beers from them when I'm around. But I swear, they didn't have, fuck, what are they called? The one that did the punch, beer, I think they got some generic name, like Beer Brewing Company. I think they're called that. No, I think that's a different one, and they were there. They had like an ice cream that you could put into your fucking beer. And I went up to them, and I was like, I'll have a beer, like a sour grape plum, whatever. But I was like, no scoop of ice cream for me, please. And my friends got some different beers that had a scoop of ice cream. And they were kind of like, this is kind of weird. Which, you'd have to get the right fucking thing. It'd be like a spider, you know. And I don't even like spiders that much, but I haven't had one in a while. No, I don't think I'd like them again. You'd have to get like a stout, maybe, and a fucking coconut flavored ice cream. I don't know. Yeah, so just like throwing back beers. I didn't even get that drunk. Yeah, I didn't have enough hard liquor. And then we went to the Johnny Walker place to, what did I have? An orange highball, and I was talking to the guy like, how do you make this? I need to know. And he told me, and I've forgotten now. Who cares? I have Google. That's my brain now. I had some wine by accident. Like, we went somewhere and they were closed, so we had to go to the wine place right next to it and got some wine and blah, blah, blah. And there were rides there, like I say. So, yeah, just some, like the teacups, then like a faster thing where it's like teacups and you spin around. Then, what was it? What are they called? Not a carousel, the swings. The swing ride where you're up in the air and you're swinging. That was cool. And then like another thing where it's like a claw and it goes up and down while it spins. And I went on all of them, and yeah, they were all fun. Apart from the teacups, because I'm not a baby. But yeah, it was cool to have some rides, I guess, to go on them. I haven't been on rides in a long time. And when I went on the swing rides, I think that was the first or second one we went on. And I was like, oh man, I'm not ready for rides again. But then after that I was, and yeah, it was all cool. It was Froth Fest, and I only saw one person throwing up, and they were like just off the ride. So I think the ride was kind of like what made it happen. So no one was getting drunk. There was a lot of drunkenness going around. No one was going, whoa, hey! It was, and I didn't even. No, I'd say I was pretty drunk by the end of the day. Yeah, and then it was a Sunday. And I only had to wait like 14 minutes to catch a bus when I was in the city. I was like, how long do I have? 14 minutes? Fucking not bad. I'm still mad. Like, it's still 14 minutes. Oh, man. But not bad. Yeah, really. So, That was Froth Fest, and I might go again next year. I don't know if it's the same price. Yeah, so yeah, that's all right. I don't think. God damn, I can't remember like the fucking each beer that I got, so I don't know what's what. But yeah, there's that. Yeah, not even like getting that drunk. It wasn't one of those ones. Man, yeah, I'll tell you what, I'd love to go to a whiskey making seminar. Not seminar, like a whiskey tasting and also how to pour or a whiskey training seminar of some variety. Not in like distilling, like just how to the different ones. I don't know. One of my friends went to it last year, just before COVID kicked in. I don't think I was gonna go. I think I declined. But at the time, I was really fucking sick. I'd never been so sick in my life. I had a stomach flu, so I guess I couldn't go. I should have gone this year, but it probably wasn't even on. Anyway, fuck all that. So, back to selling things. Oh boy, the saga of selling things. Now, I can't remember what I've even talked about last time. Anyway, I have small soldiers toys to sell tomorrow. Yeah. The guy's very adamant about getting. He keeps contacting me. He's like, "Are you sure I'm good to pick up? Like, you haven't sold them?" No, it's all good. I'm holding them on for you. But fucking Facebook, like, I'm like, okay, I've sold them, so I marked them out of stock. I'm not even deleted the listing. I've just marked them out of stock. His fucking small soldiers toys, and then it deletes the message or it removes the message that I had with him, so I can't correspond with him anymore. And I'm like, oh fuck's sake! So I gotta bring them back in stock. Say they're in stock so I can keep, and then the message came back up. I'm like, okay, so I can keep talking to them. Well, fuck's sake. So I've got to write sold next to the toy. I mean, in the description, it says sold. Not even in the description, in the title, the first word says sold. And people are still contacting me and still asking, hey, is this available? Fuck off. I'm not answering you. You should have read the title of the fucking thing. Anyway, yeah. 2 small soldiers toys to sell. Hooray. Well, the guy's like, my kids will love them. And I'm like, oh, okay. I thought it was just going to be for you. Well, kids are into small soldiers. I guess. Strange that didn't become a franchise. I reckon that could come back. Not that I like the film that much, but like Space Jam, it is an interesting thing. And Space Jam's coming back, so why don't you bring back small soldiers and ruin that as well? Alright. I also had an Xbox 360 bag that, like, I remember buying something from EB. And then my mum started buying me all this stuff. Like, I bought a game, like a pre-order, and then they were like, oh, I'll get $10 off this steering wheel and pedals and a bag. And my mum's like, oh yeah, let's get all this. And I'm like, what? Why? And then I tried using that steering wheel thing for Burnout Revenge, and it wouldn't steer enough for me to play that game. And I'm like, well, this is gay. So I think I got rid of that. Oh man, I could have sold it. Anyway, the bag as well is like for your 360, you just like, yeah, you know, I guess that's kind of cool. But I didn't really use it at all, ever in my life. And then it was like stuck outside for a long time. And then I was over at my parents' and they put stuff on the Verge. And that was one of the things there. And I was like, I might be able to sell this. Because I was at my parents' picking up a lot of stuff, like those toys. So I sold that bag for $15. It could have gone away for someone for free. No, fuck off. I'm getting money for this shit. And yeah, not like I think I'm highballing not everything, but some of this stuff. You see what happens. Oh god, sorry, I have a cold. I have COVID, and I'm going out tonight. I'm gonna give it to everyone. This cold's gone on for like a week. God damn. But this 360 bag. What was I saying about? Oh yeah. When you put stuff up and you're highballing it a little bit, sometimes people just be like, hey, is it available? Yeah, I'll buy it. And you're like, fuck yeah. So you just do it like that, I guess. So I had, next thing is Beano comics. All these fucking Beano comics that my grandma used to send me from Britain. Yeah, I thought they were really cool, but, you know, I tried reading them again. You know, I don't know. I don't really need to. I guess it's cool when you're a kid, but yeah, I did sell them. And 120 of them. And some guy wanted it, so I'm like, all right. So that's that deleted, gone as well. And I just sent away remember Crazy Bones? A Dragon Ball Z Crazy Bones and a Dragon Ball Z tin. So I sent that to someone who lives elsewhere in the country. I had to send it in the post. These people like $10 postage. Is that all right? They're like, yeah, that's fine. It's like, all right. You got it. And along with the small soldiers, a small soldier's box, like a tin. Just a lunchbox. So I saw that as well. Hooray. I'm pretty sure I talked about my Super Nintendo, yeah. I don't know if I talked about fucking my 360 mags, my Xbox 360. Oh man, my teenage years. Not just Xbox 360, but Xbox, the original. I had I can't even count how many there are there. Well, I could. But I think there's 50, I don't know, 50, 40, something like that magazines. So, yeah, I managed to sell all of them as well. Someone came around and picked them up. Oh, God, I think I talked about this in the last podcast of magazines. I should probably delete them from here that I'm looking at. Oh, I sold a bunch of vinyls. I'm sure I talked about that. I need to just sell stuff and... Because I got some Xbox controllers that I need to sell, and I don't know if they're working. But you know what? Fuck it. I should just sell them, and I'm sure they are. If someone says, hey, they're not working, I'll just have to give them a refund. So yeah, I should throw them up, see how much they are first, so I don't lose out on any more money. Okay, I believe that's it. Yeah, the 360 mags and the Beano mags. Oh, I have so much space cleared out in my closet now. For I don't know, man. I was gonna make some kind of joke and I don't know what. So I could go in the closet and fucking jerk off. I've done that before. It's weird. I came in a soccer shoe that I haven't used in ages. And then I sold it. Well, no, I didn't. It didn't even get washed and we gave it to Good Sammy, so I sure hope they clean their shoes. When they get them. Alright, well I guess that's definitely maybe it. Yeah, I should sell my camera. I have a camera and a vinyl player. Alright, I'll sell all of that. Alright. I'm sick. I gotta have a club sandwich now. Well, I gotta make it as well, goddammit. I'll put some chili on it this time and see how that goes. Although chili with... it'll be fine without cooking it. Alrighty. Whoa, is my least favorite part of the podcast. It's the David Morgan Brown Experience episode 23, brother. We're live here from Oregon. It's pay-per-view. Remember that? Oh man, now I'm getting nostalgic for wrestling videos that I used to rent out from Blockbuster. Let's write that down and talk about it. I haven't talked about video stores enough in the fucking last few podcasts. I should watch that documentary, The Last Blockbuster, which is in Oregon, isn't it? That I just said. The second last one was in Perth, and I went there for their closing down sale. Unfortunately, I went there and there was like barely any DVDs left. What did I buy? I bought a few things. Anyway, all right. Yep, I gotta go fuck off. I gotta go rehearse for my comedy show.